My name is Shyla Powell. I'm the director and a supervising solicitor and a senior lecturer at King's Legal Clinic.
I'm Leslie Knott and I work for DNA at King's. It's part of King's Forensics. We are an accredited laboratory. We do DNA analysis and we are supporting immigration applications and working in human identification.
I'm Leonie Onsemsifries. I work as an academic in the Department of War Studies. I'm a reader in international politics there. I'm also the director of the King's Sanctuary Programme.
So the problem that we have seen in the legal clinic is that we have many refugees who've been coming to us over the years, who've been living in the UK and have been desperately trying to reunite with loved ones who are living sometimes in war zones and very dangerous places around the world. And because of the difficulties getting legal representation and the difficulties within the immigration legal system, are unable to reunite with their families.
When families come to us to ask for us to do DNA testing to provide a report that confirms a relationship between them, this is because they're applying to the Home Office for an application and they want us to be able to prove a particular relationship to a sponsor. This carries many problems logistically and also financially for the families. And also with the way that the Home Office are processing these applications, it can take a long time, up to a year, 2 years actually from when we've done the test and the report. And the families are struggling all of that time and they're waiting to be reunited.
We were seeing decisions where DNA tests were being challenged. And in fact, there were issues around the quality of the DNA tests which were being carried out potentially by other laboratories. So some of the issues we've already been thinking about are the fact that, for example, if you are a child refugee in the United Kingdom, you cannot apply for your parent to be reunited with you, which is a position which is not the case in a number of European countries. So the UK is an outlier in that respect. Another issue is that if you're in the UK and you have a sibling, for example, we had a Sudanese client who was trying to reunite with his brothers who were 12 and 14 respectively, living in Cairo. He can make an application, but he has to satisfy a very high threshold. His application was refused. One of the grounds of refusal was there was an issue around the DNA test and also issues around evidence and his ability to support those young people when they were here, even though he did have the income to support them.
And in that particular case, you can really see how the DNA testing was an issue, so we can tackle that issue. That might enable then that family to come back together. The issues around the legal aspect there as well, in terms of making that case. So this is where the legal element comes in, and there is aspects around policy. The fact that in the UK, family reunion policy is very restrictive. So that's another aspect where we need to then create that change to be able to resettle this family as well as many other families.
When a family wants to have a DNA test to confirm a relationship, they go to a list of accredited laboratories. This list is a list which mainly comprises commercial laboratories, and they offer one set of tests that unfortunately don't address conclusively more complex relationships. DNA at King's does have the widest range of tests available, and we're able to do these tests, and often we will do additional tests to support cases. Sometimes a child is on their own. They don't have a legal guardian, they don't have a birth document because of where they were born, and these things can be very prohibitive to really being able to have a DNA report that would support their application.
We're going to be developing a pilot legal clinic so that students can work on cases under the supervision of external lawyers, and that is part of their educational program. It's going to be interdisciplinary, so we're going to have law students and forensic science students who are going to be working together.
So we'll be working together with civil society partners, as well as with people with lived experience experts, but also with governmental agencies such as the Home Office, as well as the UNHCR. So really bringing together a really broad coalition of stakeholders so that together we can really co-create a solution to this issue. Safe pathways are a really positive thing. That helps in a way many of us, because actually there are a lot of people that have connections with people that are forcefully displaced, or work with people that might be forcefully displaced, or have sort of family that's in that situation. But also more generally, if you create a society where there's more justice and more fairness, then I think everyone will benefit.
And unfair systems are also costly systems as well.
We hope this project benefits the families themselves. Often they're living in very, very difficult situations in war zones, and they're waiting to be reunited with family members in the UK. So we are hoping to improve that process so that it's not so long for them and it's a fairer process too.
We are also hoping that law students and forensic science students will benefit. We're keen to develop the critical thinkers and hopefully the social justice lawyers and policymakers of the future.
In addition to supporting families who want to be reunited, we're also trying to create policy change to really create more open and inclusive safe pathways, including expanding family reunion so that it actually can benefit lots of people in the future as well. And if we can do that, if we can create it as a policy, then it can really operate at scale.